Hello and welcome to this encounter, the ninth game of the Champions League, Sri Lanka Football Champions League. It's match number 12 of week 3. It's NEGOMBO Youth set to take on SAUNDERS in the final match of week 3. I have Atif alongside in the commentary box. Atif, after the few games, we are surely in for yet another exciting encounter.
In the previous week, and these are the results so far this week. Police SC hammering Mathura CC, and New Star again netting 8 goals against SLTB. Then Super Sun winning against Moragas Mulla. Serendi Bessi, their 1 goal was enough to beat Java Lane, and earlier this evening Pelicans SC had a comprehensive outing against Solid SC, and it's just minutes away from kickoff. NEGOMBO Youth taking on Sounders under the racecourse lights here in Colombo.
Well, we are surely in for an exciting encounter. Saunders, in their last game, they were made to work against Crystal Palace, but somehow managed to come away with a 2-1 victory. And NEGOMBO Youth, they fell short against New Star, so they will have plenty to work on, as they will be eager to register their first win of this campaign, as the youngsters take out the FIFA flag and the match officials and players follow. NEGOMBO Youth will be in the yellow strip, and in the blue it will be the Saunders players. It's usually Saunders who come in the blue, in the yellow rather, but this time around they have opted for a different color strip before the players just lining up for the final formalities.
That final minute penalty secured Sounders SC their first win in the campaign in the previous week against Crystal Palace.
not be visible from anywhere, any part of the field, as we see the officiating team Nivon Rubesh, Indunil and Asela on the as the assistant referees, and Chatura will be the fourth official. And
seconds away from kickoff here at the Racecourse International Stadium. And we are underway finally after all the formalities. Saunders SC kicking things off from left to right of your screen. Very important game for NEGOMBO Youth, as they have not registered a win yet in this campaign, and will be searching for their first win against this quality Sounders SC side.
straight away, the Saunders players press in and put in the goalkeeper as well under pressure, as he is forced to clear the ball from the onset.
Here's NEGOMBO, and unnecessary shirt pull there by the Sounders fullback.
Atif, he's a player we should have an eye on. Sundar Niresh in the number 13 jumper for Saunders. He was the player who lit up the previous game against Crystal Palace, so he's one player to keep an eye on.
Definitely, Niresh was superb against Crystal Palace in the previous week when they secured all 3 points in week number 1. Yet again a collision between the players. This time Mohammad Shahid at the firing line. Long throw in taken from Saunders. Still holding on to position. Fausan. And that will be a free kick in favor of Saunders in a dangerous position. An unnecessary tackle there from the NEGOMBO youth number 6, Jude Shehan. Jude Shehan coming in very, very late and catching Muhammad Akim's shin. It was quite painful, but nevertheless here's Sundaraj Niresh, the player you mentioned, Romario. And here's Niresh with a superb delivery into the box, but a deflection takes it into touch, and yet again Niresh will be amidst of things with the dead ball situation coming up for Sounders.
Causing havoc there. Niresh curling the ball towards the goal and took a deflection and goes out for a corner kick. The first corner of the game. A bit low there, the delivery from Niresh, and he'll be looking to work on that as he gets a second chance.
He'll be looking to find someone in the far post, and decent delivery compared to what he made in the first attempt. Here's the Sounders. Samir Pereira with a valiant effort to cross the ball, but cooking it a bit too much. An interesting number to have for a defender, Romario, wearing the number 10 jumper.
Indeed. If I remember right, he was a skipper in the first game, and he's one of their best players. Hence the number 10 jumper has been given to him, but even though he's in defense, he does a lot of controlling of the game. And now we can expect a long throw in from Nalim as he takes his long run up. An opportunity there for the Saunders players, Zahid, to open the scorers, but just does not get any contact on the ball. And it has been cleared out for a corner kick. The skipper, Indivar Udara, will take his go. Curling ball away from the keeper. However, here's the second ball coming in from Niresh. Yet again, not the best of deliveries from the Saunders players.
Saunders looking very positive from the offsets, especially from their set pieces. Yet to test the goalkeeper of NEGOMBO youth, Ganesh Krishant. Free kick taken quickly. Shafiq. Good bit of work from the Sounders fullback. Here's Nalim yet again with his long throw. Impressive signs going forward from NEGOMBO. Fortunately, still possession is with the NEGOMBO youth.
NEGOMBO youth, when they are going forward, you can see 4 players make the runs into the box. So they are overloading that attack, but just unable to make anything out of it. Was that a shot or a pass? Well, we would never know, Atif. But it's Saunders, Kalpana Rashmika taking the clearance from in goal.
Udara. It's a beautiful ball. A tempting ball into the box, but neatly defended, I would say, from the NEGOMBO youth centre half. Here's Anthony, the skipper for the youth NEGOMBO youth outfit.
He was expecting the corner kick, but unfortunately for him, the assistant and the referee had other thoughts, and I think rightly so. But he should have just attacked the ball without letting it dribble out, letting it trickle out rather, but that was that.
Skipper Anthony has been pretty physical up front, but yet to find some good results with his hold-up play. Jude Shehan with a poor throw in and gives the possession to the Sounders players. Here's Udara. Rather scrappy start to this game, Romario.
Well, even in the previous game, it took Saunders a bit of time to find their footing. And here again, Nalim with his long throw in, but easily cleared. Goes for a second go at it. However, just a bit of aerial ping pong by the two teams as an opportunity comes, and here's the first goal. A deflection as the Saunders player gets a bit lucky there. That's Mohammad Zaid. The ball deflects off him into the back of the net. Quite lucky there, the Saunders player. However it comes, it doesn't really matter, Atif.
Definitely, they won't mind how it comes, as far as it comes. The goal coming against the run of play for Saunders, but they have been knocking on the door quite regularly, and finally Mohammad Zaid for Sounders, breaking the deadlock here under the lights here at the Racecourse Stadium. Will be a very happy young man scoring for Saunders SC for the first time in this campaign. Caleb with the throw in. Neatly defended by Samir Pereira. No nonsense defending from the number 10 for Sounders. Skipper Udar. Good bit of football from Sounders.
Now they seem to be just settling into this game after that early goal. Even though it was a bit of a lucky goal, well, it doesn't really matter. Foul coming in on the NEGOMBO youth player Madhushankar Thisera as he goes to the floor. Gets pressurized by Pathum Gimhan rather.
Former Josephian. Pathum Gimhan was outstanding in his school days on that right wing for St. Joseph's College. And won many titles with his school side as well. And we'll be hoping. And also Pathum Gimhan did play a major part in that under 23 Asian qualification as well, just a few months back, Romario. So he is bringing in lots of experience into this outfit.
This was that third corner kick, even though it was off target. Hobbling off the field goes Thisera. Doesn't look too good for him, but he will surely be hoping that he will be able to run it off.
Game will resume after that slight stoppage of play. Shot from range, but nothing doing here for NEGOMBO. It has been a rarity where NEGOMBO youth has taken a touch on the opposition box rather. Sounders launching an attack, and in vain from Nalim.
NEGOMBO youth will be thoroughly disappointed with how they conceded that goal. The defender who is setting up to take this throw in, Sebastian Caleb, was the man who tried to clear it out, but ricocheted off as a long range effort goes in by the skipper Indivara, but has too much purchase on that as it goes over the goal.
Goal kick taken short this time. And this is poor football from NEGOMBO youth, and brilliant shot from range. Mohammad Shahid this time testing Ganesh Krishant and catching him off guard. Brilliant shot from range from Shahid. And that was totally poor football from the NEGOMBO youth outfit.
Indeed, trying to play in from behind, but losing possession in their own half, which is always dangerous.
Pretty high and hanging corner this time from the Sounders set piece taker. Here's Krishant.
Negombo Youth living dangerously here, trying to play in from behind from the goalkeeper. He has been finding himself in a bit of a situation on a couple of occasions.
And they can call themselves a lucky bunch not to concede that second goal. Here's Pathum Gimhan on that left hand side for Saunders. A brilliant cross in. Fortunate this time from Krishanta's point of view. A brilliant cross and a run from Pathum Gimhan. This is what we can expect from Pathum Gimhan on that wing.
It's also good to see that the game is gaining more speed, and also the goalkeepers command in their area, coming in and collecting the ball on a couple of occasions by both keepers.
Gimhan this time. Nice through ball. Yes, Saunders driving into the box. No much support inside the box for Pathum Gimhan this time.
Pathum Gimhan is trying to cross the ball in early. It's good to see that, but just lacking a bit of support from his forwards and the right wingers. However, if they continue to put the ball into the box, opportunities will arrive, and that's what Saunders will be hoping and expecting for.
Definitely put the ball in the box and hope for something good. And still Negombo Youth has not managed to do so, and the scoreline says the story so far in this game.
However, 20 minutes have flown past by us. Saunders getting that early lucky goal, but they have been controlling the game. And here's another opportunity. Fed in for Gimhan. Taking the shot, will he? Yes, he does. No, he doesn't. Well, in fact, he cuts it back. But the keeper was there, and so was his defenders. However, that would have been an opportunity maybe for him to take a shot, Atif.
Definitely. His second touch was a bit tad too much and took it far away from him. And
you see that replay again. Pathum Gimhan maybe should have taken the shot there. However, unselfish play by the youngster, but just lacking support yet again. And at the other end, Negombo Youth too had an opportunity, but the forward tried to go by himself with that shot rather than playing the play on the right wing through. So the game is surely coming to life here at Race Course, the final encounter of this week's games, as the tournament returned after a week or so away. Here goes Negombo Youth. So they are playing the number 21 jumper, gets across in, and a lucky deflection there. Well, it would have been quite unlucky if it had gone into the back of the net. But a good run there nevertheless by Shafiq. Toe poked it in, and Samir Pereira was the play it deflected off, Atif, for a corner.
Hanging delivery from Shafiq. But comfortably dealt with from the Sounders defense. And Niresh. Not the best of first touches from Mohammad Zaid, the goal scorer for Sounders. Easily regaining the ball. Here's the skipper.
So it's quite evident, Atif, with this formation. Niresh finds himself a bit more central in the midfield, and he is the player that they are looking to pull the strings for Saunders, and he has done so quite successfully in this first 23 minutes, and they will no doubt be expecting for more from him as the Saunders players go on attack. A good parry out, and there is a massive collision there. The keeper has not moved. Well, now he does. But players throwing themselves towards the delivery, and I'm sure there will be quite a bit of damage here for the keeper.
It was a timely intervention from the number 10 of Sounders, Samir Pereira, denying that open goal opportunity. Not the prettiest of collisions, you'll see. Hope Kalpana Rashmika is alright after that heavy blow on his face.
Thankfully he is sitting up as Anthony gets a bit of attention from the medical staff. Samir Pereira is another player that is getting a bit of attention to his shin, to his left shin. Here's that lucky goal deflected off Mohammad Zaid. Was trying to clear the ball was Sebastian Caleb, but he hit it directly onto Zaid, and well, however it goes, it'll surely be a goal for Zaid, and he's no doubt a lucky man and a happy man.
Definitely, and lots to do for NEGOMBO youth here, and since that goal has been scored, Saunders SC has found another gear, and they have been comparatively playing fluid football ever since that goal was scored by Mohammad Zaid. And a decent crowd has also gathered here in the Racecourse Stadium.
It's good to see the crowd coming in and enjoying a bit of Sunday night football.
And if you are a Premier League fan, Manchester United will be taking on Aston Villa tonight in the Premier League fixture. And coming back to this game, the play resumes after that heavy blow taken by Kalpana Rashmika on his face. And should be an offside, but the referee says otherwise, and the play resumes. The skipper Anthony with a brilliant through pass. NEGOMBO Youth having numbers inside the box, and that was a clear offside this time. An easy decision for the linesman.
Thumped upfield by the Saunders players, and Sebastian was called to clear his lines yet again. As we see the NEGOMBO Youth coach from the technical area.
Here's Nalim yet again with the throw in for Saunders. Beautiful turn from Mohammad Zaid. Here's Mohammad Zaid with the cross into the box. Pathum Gimhan. You might have hoped a better shot from Pathum Gimhan on that occasion. It was a brilliant opportunity to double the lead. Scuffing it, Pathum Gimhan, and not find the target, and a rash shot taken from Pathum Gimhan, and here's Gimhan yet again.
Tried to open up his body there and find the top right corner, but just wasn't able to do so. Now wins a free kick, does Pathum Gimhan.
Indi Udara under the dead ball yet again for Saunders. Decent delivery, and did not manage to find any of his men inside the box. Still Indi goes down. Anthony trying to play that field diagonal ball, but this time the ball not having enough legs. Still NEGOMBO Youth with possession. NEGOMBO Youth seems like they have a pace in the attack, but it's the problem has been they have not kept possession and used the pace they have in store for good effect.
Skipper on skipper there. Winning the free kick. Here goes Niresh, takes a shot with his left foot. Well, in fact, that wasn't Niresh, that was Zaid. And a good left foot he has. Makes the keeper work and wins a corner.
And Caleb having a nightmare of a game. Yet again, not having the best clearance.
Would have been his second assist to his opponents, Atif.
Definitely. And good piece of goalkeeping. A good hand from Krishant. He has been in the firing end so far this game, and here's Caleb. Here's Zaid. Superb run from Mufazzal. Mufazzal overruns it, and it will be a goal kick in favor of Negombo Youth. Here's that run from Mufazzal, a brilliant run through the defences, but one touch too many from Mufazzal on that occasion. Had the right ideas, but the execution wasn't on point for Saunders.
As Indiva Udara, well, in fact, beg your pardon, Kalpana Rashmika has gone down off your screen, and that's why the hold of play.
Not the first blow he has taken on his body this evening. First, he had a blow on his face, now on his midriff. It will be a long day for sure for Rashmika between the sticks for Saunders. Negombo Youth opting to play from behind, but
not as effective as they would have liked it to be. Pathum Gimmana gives it out to his midfielders as another displaced pass by the Negombo Youth players. Both teams unable to really string more than 3 to 4 passers, which is quite concerning. But here's a delivery from over. However, trying to get in behind was Mohammad Rifkan. However, just straight offside.
Samir Pereira. And here's Negombo Youth with an opportunity, and they do manage to score. Mohammad Rifkan equalize things for Negombo Youth.
That was a great pass coming in. He managed to time his run, did Rifkan, and went around the keeper. As we have a look at that replay, had good composure to go around the keeper and tuck it in to the back of the net, and draws the game level. The weight of that delivery was perfect there. He let it run, did Rifkan, and then just rounded the keeper. And from then on, it was pretty much a given that he will find the back of the net, and he does.
The first goal in the campaign for Negombo Youth, coming off the boot of Mohammad Rifkan. And a brilliant ball from the skipper, Anthony Namdi.
I think that's what the NEGOMBO youth players and team are expecting from Anthony, for him to drop deep and pull the strings from the number 10 position, while Rifkan makes the runs from the number 9 position. So it's good to see that it has worked, as Anthony goes down in a heap, but Rifkan finds his supporting player. Now here goes NEGOMBO youth on an attack, takes a shot, but quite a tame effort there. This time around
it was Mohammad Shafiq. Pathum Gimhan gives the ball into NEGOMBO youth. Mohammad Shafiq. Lazy bit of football from Pathum Gimhan. And Mufazzal launching an attack for Saunders.
We can also see Shahid and Pathum Gimhan have swapped wings, trying to change a bit of their fortunes as they look to get the lead back again.
Saunders attackers having the right ideas, but not that execution. And Nalib keeps possession for Saunders. Pathum Gimhan will he have the legs to keep it on play, and Chamar Senarath, the photographer, had a heavy blow on his head.
Well, I'm sure that would have woken him up, as the game has surely come into life. See the replay here. Pathum Gimhan, thankfully for Chamar, it's only his face and not his camera that was in the way. But this game has surely come into life. A goal from NEGOMBO youth has breathed some life into this game. Both teams now battling hard, going hard at each other. And these few minutes before halftime and after halftime are two crucial passages of play. And Saunders, they will be hoping that they will not concede, because if they do, things could change dramatically. Nivon Rubesh giving a telling off to Thisera. Won't be too happy, but rightly so. Telling him to just calm down and get his head into things. As so does Shahid gets a word from the referee.
Heading into the second half, Saunders will be looking into using their substitutes, especially Jacob Atkinson. Atkinson was very good coming off the bench in the previous week for Saunders and played a major role in that win against Crystal Palace after coming off the bench. So lots of football to be played, and Saunders substitutes will be looking forward to make an impact in that second half. Here's the skipper, Udar.
Just a bit too much on that through pass there. Good idea. Trying to send Zaid through down the wing, but just not weighted properly, as NEGOMBO youth's tactic of praying from deep is not seeming to work. However, Saunders pulling the strings, getting a few passes going. Here's the number 8, takes a shot, but just too much on it. That time it was Mufazal. He tried his luck from range, but just had a bit too much on it. Would be hoping to work the keeper from that sort of range, wouldn't he, Atif?
Definitely. And he had the venom behind that Mufazzal, but it was the elevation. A tad bit too much from Mufazzal. Shafiq with a poor throw in. Mohammad Shafiq fighting to keep the ball, and he does manage to do so. It was a tame effort from the NEGOMBO youth player. I don't know what was he thinking with that shot. And here's Pathum Gimhan with pace. What a brilliant run, but that cross didn't have much weight in it. It was a brilliant run, bursting run from Pathum Gimhan. Very unfortunate from Pathum Gimhan on that occasion.
Tried to take the corner quickly. Well, in fact, they did take the corner quickly, and Zaid tried to work his way through. Should have just tried to use the attackers who were more central towards the goal. Drive the challenge in, but the referee said there was nothing much on it. As Tissera this time around opts for the long clearance.
From what we are hearing, it'll be 4 minutes of added time to finish off this first half. Good bit of trickery, but nothing much from the NEGOMBO number 5. Brian Veerapulli.
Great idea there by the Saunders midfielder, but just too much on that pass.
And heavy first touch, gifting the ball away. Galapi together.
Quite a close call there by the assistant referee. Did seem to be a tight one. But now, after that goal, momentum has clearly shifted in favor of NEGOMBO youth, and they do seem to be finding themselves in the right parts of the field with possession and are creating a chance or two. But passes like that won't help their cause, would it, Atif?
Definitely it won't. Jude Shehan having the right ideas, but not the correct execution. Here's Saunders launching an attack, shifting defense into attack. Abdulaziz from range, and hits the crossbar. What an effort from Abdulaziz.
He had some great purchase there on that long shot. It was rising, unfortunately, and it got a massive portion of the post there. Saunders will be kicking themselves that they could not get that second goal. Anthony trying his luck. But here's the goal scorer for NEGOMBO Youth. Niresh. He had the run from Pathum Gimhan, but just opted against playing that pass rather. As this game is surely having life injected into it. Mufazal beating his man. No, he doesn't. Anthony gives it to the number 18 Rifkan. Back to Anthony. A great turn there and picks out a good pass, but just over the head of Brian Veerapulli. Now NEGOMBO Youth are surely putting their opponents under immense pressure there, as their out ball to Pathum Gimhan does not work, and that brings the first half to an end here at Race Course. Both teams having life injected into this game at the end of the first half. But it was Mohammad Zaid who opened the scorers with a lucky deflected goal. But towards the middle of the half, it was Mohammad Rifkan, well, in fact, Shafiq, beg your pardon, who scored a lovely equalizer for NEGOMBO Youth. And we go into halftime with the two teams tied all at 1 goal apiece.
And here's some highlights, the best bits from the first half. Saunders did start the game in the front foot with some good set piece routines, but couldn't find the back of the net in the early exchanges. And this was that deadlock breaking goal from Mohammad Zaid. Very fortunate from Saunders' point of view. Caleb making a mess out of it. Not the best of clearances and not the best of days or the best of halves from Caleb. And Krishant was tested quite oftenly from the Saunders attackers. Pathum Gimhan was very lively on both the sides of the pitch. Pathum Gimhan yet again did create loads and loads of chances for Saunders. This was Samir Pereira being very fortunate. Yet again Krishant at the firing end, and this was Mufazzal with a brilliant run, but cooking it a bit too much. And this was that goal, equalizing goal from Mohammad Rifkan. Brilliant through ball from the skipper Anthony, and Rifkan doing the rest. And Pathum Gimhan yet again, he was brilliant for Saunders in this first half. And this was that last shot from Aziz, rattling the crossbar from range. Brilliant hit from Aziz, and very unfortunate not to score from that brilliant hit. And we'll go into a short commercial break and bring you the live action of the second half of this final encounter in week number 2. with the live action here at the Racecourse International Stadium. As things stand, both these sides are sharing points here. Saunders SC did break the deadlock first through Mohammad Zaid, then NEGOMBO Youth did manage to find the reply through Mohammad Rifkan with a late equalizer in the first half.
Yes, a great first half came to an end, and now we are just moments away from kicking off this second half here at the Racecourse International Stadium. The teams are all tied at 1 goal apiece, as there's nothing to separate the two teams. Hello. Oh, half time.
Saunders SC were very fortunate to get that goal through Mohammad Zaid with Caleb doing a mess in that defense. Here's Saunders early on to this second half. Team effort from Mufazzal to start off proceedings in the second half. Brilliant ball from outside of his boot. And here's an opportunity for NEGOMBO Youth. What effort! What an effort! When the call is for an offside, but what an effort from the NEGOMBO Youth player. Kalpana Rashmika had to come out of his blocks, but very unfortunate for NEGOMBO Youth to be called offside on that occasion, but nevertheless the game resumes. A slight brain fade for Saunders SC start of the second half.
Well, it will be interesting to see if we can have a look at that replay to see whether whether Anthony was offside, but on a second viewing we thought he wasn't. However, NEGOMBO Youth have clearly started off this second half on the front foot. And are making an impact as another shot on goal. But Kalpana makes easy work out of that one. Did not have the venom as the first one did. Saunders just feeling their way back into this game. And there you go again. Yet another displaced pass. This time around it was Mufazzal from center of midfield, trying to make some magic happen, but just doesn't really work out for him. Zaid gets it through to the skipper, but NEGOMBO Youth somehow cleans things up. Here's Anthony this time around, though. Clearly did seem to be offside.
Good ideas from the skipper Anthony, making that run through the defense, but tad bit too quick from Anthony on that occasion. Brilliant football from Saunders here. Here's Mufazzal. He is going down, and referee has he pointed to the spot, or is it just a free kick just outside the box?
By the looks of it, it seems to be a free kick just outside the box. Quite a close call yet again, as the first yellow card is shown to Sandun Niroshan. And There was some good play there by Shahid and Zaid. The two players with a lovely 1-2, and now the Saunders players lining up behind this free kick. The main thing is they need to test the goalkeeper.
Definitely. Krishant has been solid so far this evening, but by the looks of it, it will be Sandraja Niresh will be taking this free kick for Saunders. Here's Niresh. Niresh with a shot on target and a brilliant save from Krishant.
Well, the only thing that was going the way of the keeper was that it was towards the same side that he was on, as Saunders tries to catch them napping, but the NEGOMBO youth players are up to it. As we see that replay again, bit of a dummy by Samir Pereira, but same side as the keeper, and he made a good save there. Dive into his left and palming the ball over the goal.
Good technique shown by Niresh taking that free kick. And here's Sandraj Niresh yet again. Here's Udara. Skies it over the crossbar. Looked like something straight from the training grounds, Saunders. Nalim. Russian. So far, Saunders has been good with their highline, and they have caught NEGOMBO youth in offside positions quite a few times, and they'll have to be very mindful when playing a high line. And here's Saunders with possession. NEGOMBO youth trying to launch it forward at every given opportunity, trying to catch the Saunders high line off guard. And referee plays advantage in favor of NEGOMBO youth. Brilliant bit of pressing here from the Saunders forwards. Here's NEGOMBO youth with an opportunity, and nothing doing here. No nonsense defensive work from the Saunders centre half. Zaid with the brilliant feet. Zaid goes through, and Zaid brilliant final touch from Mohammad Wasji denies Mohammad Zaid from scoring his second goal.
I think he got a bit carried away there. After he did all the hard work, he should have just played in his supporter, but tried to do it all on his own, and an opportunity goes back in, as the corner too does not really work out the way the Saunders players would have been hoping it would.
Good passages of play for both these sides, starting the second half in front foot. Here's Rashid. Lob ball, cooking it a bit too much. Russian Galapi together. Beautiful bit of play from Saunders. Keeping the ball all along the ground and maintaining position. And as I speak, they give away and immediately they win the ball yet again. Still, NEGOMBO Youth failing to clear their lines. Samir Pereira. Patum Gimhan. Gimhan goes down and wins a free kick. And Sundaraj Niresh will be licking his fingers with this dead ball situation.
Gimhan trying really hard to keep a hold of the ball, and it's good to see that he did manage to get his body in between the ball and the player, and that's what helped him draw the free kick. Now about 5 players to pick out for Niresh inside the box.
Niresh with a brilliant delivery and very, very unfortunate Mohammad Shahid with that final touch. Here's the replay. Mohammad Shahid will be kicking himself. That was a superb opportunity to regain the lead for Saunders.
That had goal written all over that cross by Niresh, but just unable to tuck it in was Shahid. With his left foot he had to, but Saunders keeping pressure, applying pressure on the NEGOMBO Youth defense, and they are finding the openings. They just need to be able to execute that final touch to put it into the back of the net.
Yes, the efficiency in the final third has been lacking from either of these sides, and once they improve their play in that final third, it will be a different story for both of these teams. Ball given away cheaply and regained immediately. Here's Saunders through Mohammad Zaid. Abdul Aziz did manage to hit that crossbar in the final minute of the first half, but wasn't enough to score a goal. Here's Anthony falling over the ball and had too much to do. Udara with the right ideas, but Sandur Niroshan coming against it. No one making the runs forward for Saunders. And here's Mohammad Zaid with his talisman. Shahid, brilliant bit of footwork from Zaid. Here's Udara, blocked yet again. And that will be a card, I believe. Not the prettiest of challenges coming behind of his man. That is the substitute of Mohammad Wasji just 13 minutes into his arrival, he has gone straight into the referee's books here.
Now yet another chance for Sundarraj Niresh to tease this one in onto the penalty spot, but he goes directly on goal, but to no avail. A second chance for Niresh, but this time around he wins his team a corner, and skipper Udara floats the ball in, punched away by the keeper to safety. NEGOMBO Youth trying to use the long ball, but it's well marshalled by Saunders.
Shahid. Nicely shielded from Abdul Aziz. Mufazzal. Sounders will have to do the basics right if to get all 3 points in their bag. And they have been the side which have looked to get that next goal. Here's Pathum Gimhan driving it forward. Well defended from NEGOMBO Youth, and here is Veerappuli. Off your screen, one of the NEGOMBO Youth players is down, and he will be needing a bit of physio's concern, I believe.
Looks like a bit of cramp, but the game is just petering out a bit after that quick start by Saunders. However, it's crucial for the two teams now. If they manage to get a goal, as we have already passed the hour mark, I think it could very well seal the deal.
Here's what happened just minutes ago, and referee is requesting the player to go off. I believe he doesn't and here comes the stretchers. And Jude Shehan, by the looks of it, he looks fine, but referee did request a stretcher, but I don't think it would be needed by how Jude Shehan has responded to it. The game resumes after that small stoppage. And Jude Jehan does look fine, and he's back on the pitch for NEGOMBO Youth. Jude Jehan launches it forward and dealt well by the Saunders defence.
The last 5 to 10 minutes, both teams have not been able to trouble the keeper much. Samir tries to pick out the skipper. Didn't work out on the first time, but managed to do so on the second occasion. Second time of asking. However, Indiva Udara unable to keep the ball in play. Niresh picking a great pass for Gimhana. Now here's Zaid trying to take the shot, but appeals for free kick to no avail. Anthony chasing, but he too is unable to reach the through pass. Here's a lovely delivery now, and the header, well, it all caught us off guard. Shafiq, that was on that occasion. If he had got it on target, well, maybe the goalkeeper was stranded in no man's land.
And here's Pathum Gimhana squaring it to his number 8 Mufazzal, and Mufazzal does the rest. Brilliant bit of play from the Saunders players, and regaining the advantage. This time Mufazzal doing no mistake whatsoever.
Great passage of play there by Shahid. In fact, beat the offside trap and made the run from deep. Yes, yeah, there was a player playing him onside, and quite unselfishly plays Mufazzal, who was in a better central position to the goal, and he tucked it in. That's the second goal for Saunders. And now NEGOMBO Youth chasing the game yet again, Atif.
At this time, a steep mountain to climb for NEGOMBO Youth. Won't be easy coming for NEGOMBO Youth. As we said before, Saunders were the team which looked like scoring a goal, and they do have scored a goal through Mufazzal Ziad. Here's NEGOMBO Youth. Brian Veerapulli. The score is Saunders 2 and NEGOMBO 1 goal as of now. And here's Saunders trying that through ball to find Pathum Gimhan. Jude Jehan doesn't seem to look very well after that blow he took just minutes ago. needed a bit of medical attention, and even the stretcher was called upon, but he said he was okay, but seems like that niggle has got a bit worse. Here's Zaid. Shahid to Niresh gives it back to Zaid, but couldn't keep control of the ball. Zaid. Here's Veerapuli with the cross. Samir Pereira with an important header, clearing the lines.
NEGOMBO Youth trying to mount a comeback as we cross the 70-minute mark. Saunders, however, are doing quite well as the defenders are holding firm and not giving any opening to their opponents. NEGOMBO Youth, they have to chase the game as the tackles are now just seeming to get a bit more harder by the NEGOMBO Youth players. And another opportunity there for Saunders, but the goalkeeper Ganesh Krishant comes to the rescue to clear his lines. Now a bit of a scuffle in the middle of the field. The referee is not too pleased with what he is seen. Mufasal and Hakim, the two players, getting a bit of a telling off. The game is surely heating up now, Atif. Both teams just trying to get the better of their opponents. Saunders, though, leading, and they have something to hold on to as NEGOMBO Youth chases the game. Niresh trying to thread the needle again, but this time to no avail. Vishanta rather, with a long throw from his goal box, but penalty box rather.
And as we speak, NEGOMBO Youth are preparing for a substitution, an attacking substitution. This time Kumar Pereira will be heading into the pitch, replacing Rashena Galapitigether. Coach Karnaratna opting for an attacking substitution. This time while his troops are trailing behind, and it will be a yellow card shown to the number 23, Mohammad Fawzan. There's an unnecessary shirt pull from Fawzan on that occasion.
Soft yellow card there, but the referee just trying to grab the game by the scruff of its neck. to grab control of it, because there was a bit of a scuffle early on as well, and the last thing we need is the game to boil over, because it has been a pretty good game up to this mark, and we'll all be hoping that it ends that way without boiling over, as Krishant looked as if he got himself into a bit of a pickle there, but somehow worked his way out of it. Anthony. Appealing for a high foot to no avail, as Nivon Rubesh, the referee, says that that was all right. Now Anthony threading the needle there, but just catches the heels of Rifkan, and the ball has been cleared by Nalim. However, NEGOMBO Youth still in their opponent's half. A dangerous tackle there. The referee is going to his back pocket, and he shows a red card to Mohammad Fauzan, that is.
It's his second yellow, and not good behavior shown by Mohammad Fauzan. That time throwing hands at the referee as well. So not the best example if you are a young kid back home watching the game and joining the live action.
Well, what I thought was that the tackle that came in did look a bit dangerous, going in with both legs there, but by the looks of it, he seemed to just kick out at Anthony.
Saunders will be playing with 10 men for the coming 15 minutes with 1 goal ahead. Tricky times if you are a Sounders fan joining the live action, and it will be a long 15 minutes coming up for the Sounders players.
And now it's an opportunity for NEGOMBO Youth to make a maximum use out of this. Dummy coming in, and what a free kick. Well, there you go. If you ever wanted to see an equalizer, Madhusanka Thisera, well, he makes that free kick look so easy and so good. Finds the top left corner. As we have a look at that replay, there was no chance for the keeper Kalpana Rashmika, and the game is back again to where we started, Atif.
Definitely the on-field play might have been scrappy throughout this game, but the set piece play has been on point from both these sides. What a free kick from Thisera. Brilliant technique, and found the right top corner, and here's a Zaid with the shot, and Krishant had to make the save. Good response shown from the Sounders players. Here's that replay, and off your screen, Saunders with another opportunity from that corner kick.
So clearly, Saunders, even though they are down to 14 men, they are down to 10 men rather, beg your pardon. They are creating opportunity after opportunity, just failing to add the final touches. But now I'm sure the game will surely get a bit more tough for Saunders, because they are a man down.
Interesting 12 minutes or so upon us in this game, and a brilliant through ball. Here's Pathum Gimhan, will cross it, and almost Almost Niresh Sunraj. This is quite enterprising from Sounders. And a brilliant ball from Pathum Gimhan, finding Niresh just outside the box, and the toe poke going agonizingly.
Yeah, straight away you can see the Saunders defense being stretched a bit without Mohammad Fauzan, who did see a straight red card. But the referee has had this game under control all throughout. Saunders though will be thoroughly disappointed with how this last 5 minutes has gone. But here's the skipper. Well, we thought he did shield it out well, did Sandhu Niroshan, but it just did seem to take a touch off him. And now an opportunity for Indiva Udara. Gets the corner in, but quite a tame delivery. Headed out. Saunders trying to step on the accelerator and make something happen. Here's the player in the number 14 jumper trying to make the pass. That was Shahid, and a long range shot coming off the boot of Abdul Aziz, but a tame wavered delivery. However, it has taken a deflection. Udar, now he will have another chance to get the corner in. This time a bit more on it, and a header comes in, works the keeper, but an elementary save for the goalkeeper, as the goalkeeper now hoofs it up field.
Since going one man down, Sounders have not been shy of creating opportunities, but that final output has been lacking. And here's NEGOMBO Youth. This has been the story for them throughout this evening. Plenty of misplaced passes not helping their cause, but they have found a way to equalize things here at the race course. Referee's flag stays down. And Kumar Pereira
thought he was a bit unlucky there not to receive the free kick. However, here goes Udara, a chance to get the ball into the center. Now Shahid, straight onto the keeper. Shahid, what are you doing there? He had the opportunity to pick a side, however, just did not, or rather just wasn't able to do so. That was the opportunity to put the game to bed. Now Krishant. Here's the replay, Atif.
Here's that opportunity, hitting straight at the keeper. Shahid, after his keeper doing all the hard yards and putting it on a platter for him. Not the best pieces of shooting from Shahid. Had plenty of space. Could have gone either of the side of the goalkeeper, but Took the shot straight at the goalkeeper's body. And still things stand at 2 goals apiece here at the racecourse. Here's NEGOMBO. But nothing doing here. Shahid. Niresh rather. Bit too much this time. Had the right ideas to find Pathum Gimhan in the left flank. And here's Pathum Gimhan. Samir Pereira. Skipper Udara. Pretty lethargic football from both of these teams rather. Shahid. Pretty underwhelming passage of play from Saunders. And still they have managed to keep possession. Muhammad Aziz with a 1-2, but Shahid with a bit of trickery, and yet again hits it straight at his man. Timely intervention from Nalim. Run from Udara and launched his run a bit too quickly. And in the technical area, we say Saunders are getting ready for a substitution. By the looks of it, it's Jacob Atkinson will be making his way into the pitch, replacing Muhammad Shahid. Shahid did have a golden opportunity to put the game into bed, but brilliant piece of goalkeeping coming against him. And Muhammad Shahid yet again. Lazy bit of work. Here's NEGOMBO, and that was a clear cut offside. And here's the substitute for Saunders, making his way into the pitch.
Straight away he goes to the right wing as a tease-in ball. Well, Kumar, what was he thinking there? Just taking a bit too easy. So Jacob Atkinson straight away goes to the right wing with Gimhana dropping into the striker position. Udar gets a loop in delivery to Atkinson. He tried to go first time around, but did not make any contact. A long range effort there by Sundarraj Niresh, as Krishant is feeling the effects of that challenge. And now a change been lined up for NEGOMBO Youth. Kumara, who made his way in, he's been substituted off by Niluka Janit. And I think that is a right decision, because Kumara has been off colour from the moment he came on, Atif.
Definitely. We just saw him not being at his best just minutes ago as well. And Niluka Janit has made his way for NEGOMBO Youth. And there'll be 5 minutes of stoppage time as well. So plenty of time to be played in this tie.
And now the goalkeeper just getting back up to his feet as the confirmation comes in. 5 minutes of added time. NEGOMBO Youth, by the looks of it, are just happy with settling for a point, as even though they are a man to the good, the goal scorer there, Rifkan, going down. Appeal for a handball, but the referee turns the NEGOMBO Youth appeal down. Here is the goal scorer there. Zaid wins a free kick. And the players are clearly unhappy with the way the NEGOMBO Youth players are reacting. But everything seems to be gotten under control. It will be Udara over this dead ball situation, with Mufazal unmarked down the left wing. But here's the ball to Zaid, beating a couple, gets a shot away. However, a massive deflection takes it for a corner kick, taken quickly. Mufazal to Udara, trying to get the cross in, but he's unable to do so. Now Niresh rather, beg your pardon. Zaid with an opportunity to play. That was a great ball to Atkinson. However, again Atkinson just unable to get contact on that delivery there. Any sort of contact would have meant the keeper was in a bit of trouble, but Atkinson, well, two chances, unfortunately both goes astray. NEGOMBO Youth now with just 2 attackers, and everyone else seems to be in dropping deep. Zaid trying to make something happen. Mufazal, the 2 goal scorers combine in, but is he offside? No, he isn't. Zaid gets the cross in, but just a bit too much on it. Recovered by Niresh to Atkinson. Trying to pick a pass, but not the best of passes. However, recovered. Now Mufazal trying to get on the end of it, but just unable to do so. And clearly unhappy that he did not manage to get on the end of that ball. Was played through by Abdul Aziz. Acrobatic there, but just did not get any contact. Now Samir to Mufazal, and now Zaid dropping deep, gives it to Niresh, trying to play in the winger. Gimhana that was trying to wriggle his way forward, but now he does manage to do so. An opportunity. Here goes Niresh, and a save comes in. The rebound Thought it fell to his feet, did Mufasal, but the keeper comes good at the second time of asking. As we have a look at that replay there, Niresh again goes directly at the keeper and not to a side. And by the looks of it, I think that would be that. Abdulaziz trying to play in Gimhan. He gets a bit of a deflection there, but the ball has been hoofed upfield. Saunders desperately trying to find that winner, but unable to do so. Now Jacob Atkinson receives dummies and gives it back. Niresh gives it off to the number 10. Here goes Saunders with an opportunity. Gimhana just unable to get the ball under control and cleared away by Wazji, the replacement defender. Samir Perra it was in that number 10 jumper. Now we can see Karunaratne, the coach of NEGOMBO Youth, commanding his forward also to go back. Abdulaziz trying to get the cross in. Crowded out and tamely the ball goes into touch as that brings that game to an end. NEGOMBO Youth and Sounders, nothing to separate the two teams. NEGOMBO Youth, they somehow managed to draw the game back with a free kick through Thisera. But the game comes to an end with nothing to separate the two teams. It was Zaid who scored the opening goal, and Sandun Nirosh, he equalized in the first half. Then as the game progressed in the second half, Mufasal for Saunders scored the goal that put them ahead, but from a free kick that was conceded by Fauzan, which saw him sent off, Madhusanka Thisera absolutely buried the ball into the top of the net, back of the net rather, top corner, as that meant the game ended 2 goals apiece for both teams and nothing to separate the two teams. So an entertaining game here at Racecourse comes to an end with the full-time score reading 2 goals apiece to NEGOMBO Youth and Saunders.
In the back of the net, and this was the equalizing goal from Thisera. Brilliant free kick. And even though Saunders going down to 10 men, they kept creating those opportunities left, right and centre. At the end, Jacob Atkinson, the substitute, also had couple of opportunities to make an impression, but it was nothing doing. And the goalkeeper, Ganesh Krishant,
මේකේ වැඩේ කියන්නේ අපිට ප්‍රැක්ටිස් මැචස් ගොඩක් අඩු වෙලා තිබ්බේ. ප්‍රැක්ටිස් මැච් ගාලා තිබ්බනම් තව ඊට වැඩි පර්ෆෝමන්ස් කරන්න තිබ්බා. මොකද ගොඩක් පරණ ප්ලේයර්ලා නැහැ, ඔක්කොම අලුත් ප්ලේයර්ස්ලා ගන්න. මොකද මැච් කම්බිනේෂන් උත් නැති නිසා පොඩ්ඩක් මම හිතනවා ඊළඟ තරගාවලිය මම හොඳ ජයග්‍රහණයක් ලබනවා කියලා අනිත් මැච් එක.
ඉදිරි තරඟවල සුබපතනවා.
Thank you.
And that will be it for week number 2 here at the Racecourse International Stadiums. It was a enterprising weekend